name is Eugene, or Gene Sampieri. My rank was Sonar Technician, SOG-2. We graduated boot camp sometime in April of '59, and I was selected to go to Sonar School in Key West, Florida. Was on leave at home in South Jersey. I went from Philadelphia down to Miami in, what time is this? It's late April. To Miami, and then a puddle jumper down to Key West. And we were picked up by a Navy bus to go to the base. And I just saw a picture of where the base used to be, the gates to the base used to be. There's now all houses. The base is gone, for the most part. But went into the base and put it into the old barracks. There were new barracks going up. They were ready, almost ready. So they put us into these old barracks, and then the next day they said, "Oh, you're going to be reassigned as a sort of runner, clerk, get coffee in the offices. That'll be your duty for several weeks. Your class doesn't start until May, sometime in May." So my duty was to report to this office every morning after chow and see what my duties were. I would be running messages between offices, or running messages to other buildings, running maybe to the store to get some coffee, the grounds and stuff, make the coffee, all that kind of stuff. Sit, do a little bit of typing if they needed a little bit of help. I didn't know how to type, 2 fingers only. I'm better today. Come around the beginning of May, second week of May, maybe, my class started. At that time, the new barracks opened. The new barracks were at the other end of the base, on the beach. We had our own private beach, our own swimming area, which was roped off, and the barracks were 3-story, I do believe. Each barrack room had 4 twin beds in it and 4 wooden lockers. Really nice lockers. Totally different from what you had in the old barracks, which were old metal pieces of crap, really. So at that point, school started, and now it was up to you to get through school. The classes started in basic electricity. You went through 6 weeks of that. And if you passed that with a certain grade point, I think the grade point was 2.8 or something like that. I got through electricity at about a 3.8 or 3.9. You went on to 6 weeks of a basic electronics. You had to pass that before you ever got to Sonar School. If you failed out of basic electronics, you were offered oceanography. I didn't understand what that was. Turned out it was top secret work. But I passed my basic electronics with a fairly high average, like 3.8, and went on to regular Sonar School, where you started learning the equipment, the maintenance of the equipment, the operation of the equipment, and the sonar operations itself. That went on for the next 12 weeks. The total is 24 weeks, or 6 months essentially. Maybe it amounted to really 25, 26 weeks. Near the last 2 weeks or so, there was a sea phase where you went out on a destroyer escort for a week. I thought that was going to be my downfall when I got on that. The first day I was in the sonar shack, I did my work on the stack, operating sonar on a contact, doing all the right stuff, and planning, and then working a fathometer. And I got sick all over the fathometer. It just came up so fast that they said, "Okay, you passed everything. You're going to be on the fantail the rest of the week." But I had to clean up my mess first. So I spent the rest of the week on the fantail, helping out with different things back there. Not a lot of work, but 4 days of basically nothing. And then you went back in for the last couple of weeks and you started your final examinations. At that time, Sonar had started, probably around 1955, of doing their own electronics work, doing their own maintenance and everything. So that filled the promise from the recruiters to get me something in electronics. And I spent over 7 months down in Key West, Florida. First few weeks as a runner and a clerk. But once school started, it was all learning. Plus a lot of fishing and scuba diving and that kind of stuff. It was kind of almost a 7-month vacation before the real job of the Navy started. And then graduation. Upon graduation, you got your orders to where you're going. My next ship was the USS McGowan, which is a Fletcher class. I flew out of Key West to Miami to Philadelphia, back home to South Jersey, spent 7 days there, and then I had a plane to Providence. I should have taken a bus, it was quicker. But I could plane to Providence and a bus on down to Newport. At Newport, I had to pick up another bus into the base and reported aboard the McGowan. And that's when my real career started.